Today I've got a question for you. What are you doing to actually move the needle? Are you working just to survive, or are you working towards something that's bigger than yourself? By the end of today's video, you won't just be wondering about it, you'll know. Hi, I'm Jason Ward, photographer, entrepreneur, and author of the book, Find Your Gold Thread. And I'm on a mission to help 1 million people find their true calling, and I sure hope you're one of them. You know, life moves fast. Most people are just struggling to keep their head above water. They're running the engine really hard. They're treading water, but they don't take the time to actually look under the hood. They know how to work, but they don't know the why behind the work that they're doing. They just don't have time to really take inventory. But if we can pause for a minute and take a look under the hood, and by that I mean take a look at the heart and what drives you, you won't just survive, you'll thrive, and it could potentially transform your entire career. I met a really cool lady last week. I was out on a spring break trip. I took my camper and took my wife and kids out to the most remote park in the state of Oklahoma, Black Mesa State Park. It was like an 11-hour brutal drive with a camper to go out there. But I wanted to go to see if I could get some astrophotography. It's a dark spot. It's a certified dark spot so that you can see the Milky Way right out in front of you. It's pretty amazing. And I did get one really cool shot while I was out there. And we hiked to the highest point in Oklahoma. It was a pretty cool trip. But what I didn't expect was I met a lady who was the park manager. Her name was Pollyanna. And she was in the little park office, which was a tiny little cabin. It wasn't big as anything. And I really didn't have high expectations when we were walking up. We always go in the gift shop at the state parks to get a little sticker, to put on our pantry door to show all the different parks we visited. And sometimes we buy t-shirts. But honestly, I wasn't expecting to find much. But boy, was I wrong. When we opened the door and went inside, it was like a treasure trove. This woman had curated terrariums and enclosures of reptiles and snakes, and she had turtles, and she had an alligator snapping turtle, and she had eastern collared lizards and prairie snakes and all these different types of garter snakes and things that she had found in the park herself and put in those enclosures. She had tarantulas. This woman had everything. And not only that, but she was so excited. If you showed any interest at all in those animals, she would really come into herself and take you on a tour of this place, let you hold the lizards. She would take them out and educate you about all these different snakes, where she found them, the stories behind them. She knew everything. And I learned after asking her a few questions that she put heart into this job. See, that park is really remote. It's really small. And it had kind of a problem with that revolving door syndrome. Like a lot of different park managers would go there as just a stepping stone to go to a bigger park, a nicer park maybe. And when they were looking for this role to be filled, they interviewed Pollyanna, and she actually wanted to be at this park, unlike most of the people who were just using it as a stepping stone. She wanted to be there because she had a love for that area, and she put everything she had into her role and went above and beyond just the role of being a park manager, like signing people in for their camping spot, telling them where the spot is to go fishing. No, she went above and beyond. And I found out she has a background. She's a master's degree in archaeology, and she used to work at the Tulsa Zoo. This woman made you excited about getting out and exploring Black Mesa State Park. She put the heart in it, and I guarantee that not one kid or adult, for that matter, that leaves that office and leaves that park will forget. Nobody's going to forget Pollyanna and the experience that she's created there. Now, I don't know if Pollyanna is a Christian. I don't know if she even knows that all of her skills and all of her abilities and gifts come from the Lord, but they do. And the skills that you have are the exact same way. But if you lean into those skills, God can really reward you greatly and expand and multiply those beyond your wildest dreams. Another example would be my dad. He did one thing. He was a bulldozer operator for over 40 years in the coal mines of eastern Kentucky. And running a bulldozer, you do one thing. You push dirt. All day, every day, you do one thing, push dirt. 10 hours a day. He did that 6 days a week and did it for 40 plus years. But here's the thing. If I go visit my family in Eastern Kentucky and visit Dad and I'm out running around with him, we can't go anywhere without people coming up saying, "Hey, Don, how you doing? It's been a while. What are you up to?" I'm like, "You know this person? You know that guy knows you, and that person over there come running across the parking lot from way over there just to talk to you. Who is this man? Who's my dad?" He has incredible influence. He should have probably run for public office. He knows so many people and they love him. They all love him. What did that? What made the difference? Well, my dad's been a Christian for many, many years, and he has a servant's heart. And he wasn't just pushing dirt, guys. He was pushing the needle for people. He had a heart for people. He grew really close, meaningful relationships with people, and he went above and beyond in his role. There was no job that was too hard or too grueling for my dad to tackle. If they had the worst possible job on the hill, guess who they would ask to do it? They would ask him, because he was a man of integrity. He was a man of his word. He never let people down. So even through all the ups and downs of the coal mining industry, and trust me, there's been plenty, men would call my dad to ask for help. They would say, "Don, look, I'm out of a job. I got laid off. Do you know anybody that's hiring? Can you put in a good word for me?" And that's exactly what he did over and over and over through the years. He helped men get jobs, and they absolutely think my dad hung the moon for that. They love him for it. And my question is, what type of influence do you have in your current job? Maybe you don't have to go and just switch jobs to have influence, but maybe you need to level up using some of those gifts that God has given you in your current role. Suppose you cut hair. You're a hairdresser. You style hair and cut hair for a living. That's the one thing that you do. But look at the influence you have on people in the margins of what's going on while you're cutting their hair. You're a friend. You're a listener. You're a counselor. You're an encourager. You can even be a mentor. You do life with these people. It's like they just drop the needle back in the record where they were with you the last time, and you take off with that same conversation. That's a gift, and you have far more influence than you would ever know. Same thing as if you're a teacher. Sure, you're going to get curriculum from the state that you're required to teach, and you can just teach what's in that book and go to work every day and do that, and that's it. Or could you do a little bit more and use God's gifting to encourage those students and teach them to think on their own 2 feet? Make independent kids, help them find their true calling. And think of how much more of an influence you can have when you just put heart into what you do. And so this past week, I made an app, a web app using AI. I created the Gold Thread Challenge for you to take this quiz to help realign your heart with your work. And I don't know where you are on AI, but trust me, this one is absolutely impressive. It's not just one of those aptitude tests where you like answer some questions and it breaks down your skills and puts you into a box on what kind of careers that you can potentially do. See, I trained the AI and I said, don't just do that. We don't want to just find potential jobs that you can do. That's boring. We want to know how you can align your gifts with the aptitudes and the skills that you have to really move the needle and serve others and serve God in a more meaningful way. And believe it or not, the AI listened and it was incredible at what it came up with. So I'm putting this QR code up here. Screenshot this thing. Go on and take this 12-question quiz. Take about 5 minutes and answer these questions, and it will help you find some unbelievable truths about yourself and about your possible giftings and how you can really start to move the needle for people in your current career. Or you might find out that there's some things that it lists that you can do that you don't even realize you had the aptitude or the possibilities of doing. Like, oh my gosh, really? I could do that? I'm terrified of that. I don't think I could do that. But God could be using this as a little prompting, and maybe you do need to kind of step up into a different role, a different career, expand your horizons a little bit. But it's going to be the best 5 minutes of your day when you take this quiz. It's going to blow your mind at how accurate it is. I took this test myself after I did it just to test the waters and see if it was good or whether it needed some work, and I was absolutely blown away. It will, in some ways, just reinforce what you're already doing and give you that boost of confidence to keep going. And I even had my wife take it, and it was spot on. It was unbelievable. So take this quiz, take 5 minutes and take this quiz, and then share it with a friend and make them do it too. And then when they get their results, lean in on them and say, hey, what are you waiting for? I mean, there you go. There's your roadmap for your true calling. Now let's get going. Hold them accountable, and then ask them to do the same thing for you. Now, I found the perfect Bible verse to go along with this today. It's Jeremiah 17:7. But blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord, whose confidence is in Him. What will happen with your career? What will transform your career when you put your confidence in Him? When you start leaning in on the gifts and the skills and the passions that He's given you, how will it transform you and your career with your influence on how you move the needle and leave a legacy behind you? I hope you've gotten some value out of this video. If you have, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel, and share this video with a friend or family member who might also need to hear this message. I hope that you find your true calling. And remember, if you want to read my book, it's available at jasondward.com or on Amazon. Just search for Find Your Gold Thread. And I'm on a mission to help 1 million people find their true calling, and I really hope you're one of them. Get out there, find your true calling, and I'll see you again on the next episode.